When it comes to communicating with clients, there's so much more than just the words that we use. For example, you might think about body language. How animated are my arms? What's my facial expression like? Am I crossing my arms? Am I leaning back? Am I leaning forward? That's 55% of communication comes from body language. Watching other people as they communicate. Another 38% comes from the tone of voice. It comes from how excited I am, how loud I am, or maybe how soft spoken I am. Where am I putting my pauses? Where are my inflections? So tone of voice is important. And those work together because my pauses interact with my facial expressions as I'm looking around. Oh, and thinking about what I might do. You see, most of this communication is not coming from the actual words. The final 7%, that's the words. Only 7%. So think about it this way. You might think of three people. They've got the same words. They've got the same tone, but they've got different facial expressions. And it matters. If somebody looks worried, or somebody looks angry, or somebody looks mischievous, we're going to pick up on that. And that's going to be a different message. Or similarly, they could have the same facial expression, same words, but if one person's got their arms up, one person's maybe thinking, and another person's got their arms behind their head relaxed, again, that's a different message. So the physiology of it, the body language, the facial expressions is such a big piece of communication. Similarly, our tone of voice, like take our mixing board here. Like how loud or soft I'm talking, what's my pitch, where am I putting my inflections, my tone, my speed, and you can kind of mark where these are because each level here, each level of the lever will indicate something different about what the message is. This is why, say, when somebody's trying to send a text message, it's very easy to take a look at this message and say, what do they mean by that? Maybe you've been on the other side of that. Maybe you've sent an email or a text that was completely innocent and it was completely taken out of context and misconstrued. Okay, so this is important in this world of text-only communication. Because remember this, let's go back to this pie chart. Those words are only 7% of the message. 7%. So in the world of AI, where we're not only are we using text messages and emails and other apps to communicate only with words, large language models, LLM like ChatGPT and others, that's just words. That's only words. So when we're learning, say, we're getting information from ChatGPT, we're only getting words. There's no body language. There's no tone of voice with AI. And similarly, when we're communicating with it, we're only using words. It doesn't understand our body language. It doesn't understand our facial expressions. It doesn't understand my tone of voice. And so we're in this world where we've got the potential to only use 7% of our message. In other words, how often we use EQ and what our EQ is, just like any other muscle, just like any other skill. The more we use it, the better we get. Said another way, the less we use it, the worse we get. We atrophy. Okay, so when we're using AI, and I'm not saying don't use AI, I'm saying use AI, but let's not get stuck down here. Let's not forget how to read between the lines, how to be with somebody who's struggling, how to be with somebody who you could tell their posture and their facial expression and their tone of voice indicates something different from what the words are saying. Let's not lose the ability to be with other people because being human and being with other people, that's something that AI can't replace. So again, use AI, but don't outsource your humanity. Let's keep our EQ skills, our emotional intelligence skills going so that we can be uniquely human, something that AI can never take away from us. Hey, Derek Hagan here at Money Quotient. If this was interesting to you, if this is something that you want to learn more about, this is the kind of thing that we teach at Money Quotient. We teach financial advisors communication skills, facilitation techniques. We teach them about life planning. And basically it all comes down to Stephen Covey's quote, What good is climbing a ladder if it's leaning against the wrong wall? Or if the ladder you're climbing isn't leaning against the right wall, every step you take just gets you to the wrong place faster. So we help advisors, help clients identify the right wall. So if this is interesting to you, head on over to moneyquotient.com. You can learn about our True Wealth planning process, which is our model of financial life planning, which guides clients through 5 stages and 4 inquiry categories. These are the types of conversations that you have. So please let me know if you want to learn more, moneyquotient.com.